A pleasure to meet y'all at last, and welcome back once again to HGN Season 4, where I have plenty more to talk about regarding all kinds of crazy subjects. So with that in mind, what we're going to do here is we are going to be bringing up something that's more of a building material in comparison to many other things that I have spoken of in the past. Concrete is in fact what we got in mind for 2637. So with that in mind, let's go for it. Concrete is in fact a building material that's often used in building certain things. Pillars, foundations, awnings, etc. There's plenty of different ways that you can incorporate concrete into structural engineering. But what some people ought to know at this point is that concrete is in fact made out of many different natural materials. Such ingredients including some rocks and water, as well as a few other agents, including cement, to mix things together. It's all put together, usually in the form of cement or concrete mixers, in which that these trucks, vehicles of all sorts, are known to turn their drums around slowly to incorporate all the ingredients into one unique combination. And while this unique homogeneous mixture does in fact sometimes run a bit low, oftentimes with these vehicles having to go back to make more concrete, it's still quite important for the essence of building in many ways. In this house, for example, there are a good majority of things that have concrete in them. For example, there's the concrete bricks that are used to line the basement, as well as the floor itself, which was originally given a nice thick layer of concrete for the foundation, as well as a unique glaze for the top of the floor to give it a unique smooth finish. And of course, since some people tend to find concrete injuries to be pretty nasty, especially if we're talking about skate parks, for instance. Oh man. Now I have talked a bit about skating before, but the unique structural design of skate parks, often with the likes of concrete as well as certain metal works being put into effect, does tend to run itself a bit of a risk. But given the type of training as well as talent that goes into skateboarding or other such sports related to it, it still is, without a doubt, quite a process. The fact is that skate park designs can sometimes be whimsical and some can be flat out ridiculous. And I will say there's a good amount of parks that I've been to with their own skating segments. And one in particular, I really got to be honest, that I saw back in Louisville. Whew! Talk about craziness in a nutshell. In any case though, we could still say that concrete, with its building properties and its unique ability to be molded into different shapes, provided that you have the ability to make it work, still is quite the unique substance. And without concrete, there's probably a good majority of different structures that would never have been built properly. And sure, you could probably get away with such materials like wood, metal, glass, plastic, etc. And of course we got to worry about the locks in our windows and doors, the unique insulation, which is usually fiberglass, to help keep our warm, toasty home put together during the snow. But without concrete, we could certainly say that some of the tougher segments of the building may not really come through. That's kind of the main consequence of concrete. Also, keep in mind that some people tend to put cement as a means of creating a nice, unique roadway. And while asphalt is typically put in as a means to create a unique driving surface for all cars, trucks, etc., it's typically concrete, cement, etc. that get poured onto the surface to create a unique drivable surface, typically meant for interstates and highways. So, with all that in mind, and all that I've covered here regarding concrete and all the properties that it's been put through over the years, and how important it is to all of us, including myself, I hope that's enough to cover for this segment for today's episode of HJN. Keep in mind though that tomorrow I'll have another subject lined up, and I hope this one doesn't raise a lot of concern for most of my subscribers.